Well, as you can see, when you want to take something out, you surely can. That grapple really makes things easy to do. I almost feel like I need to transplant that thing. I think I might try that. And then that tree, and then those trees. We'll get them out of here. That way they don't cast any shade as they grow. And really work to free up this space right through here. Okay. All right, team. Working on doing some clearing and preparing the site for where we're going to install the solar. As you can see, got the New Holland T5 120, using the backhoe and moving some dirt. So I have a little bit of a swale through there that kind of an annoying little swale. It was there from when we had an old barn on this property. So again, the house was built in 1840. At some point there was an old barn, and that was kind of like the barn ramp entrance. And I moved a ton of that material to kind of make room for my garage here years ago. But I left this kind of a hump in the yard, and it's always been an annoyance. So I'm gonna remove that hump. Might as well use that dirt and use it to actually produce kind of a flatter spot for where the solar panel array is going to be located. So today I'm going to be moving some dirt. I'm going to be probably, I'll see how I feel. I had a little SI joint. If you don't know what that is, your sacroiliac joint went out on me a couple weeks ago, and it really put me in a bind. But I think if I'm careful, I can probably chop these trees down, use the grapple, and start to make some progress on clearing that and swaling that bank a little more so that we don't have any erosion issues and we have a nice flat spot over in there. So I removed trees, and I'll show a video here. You can check out when I was removing some of the trees. It was fairly easy to do. I thought I would just push over the bigger pine tree, but I ended up being able to pluck it out like a carrot, and I was able to take it out back, and I dug a hole with the backhoe and set it in there. I figured, well, we'll see if it'll live. And then my wife and I grabbed the little Norway spruce trees. We dug those out and planted them out back in a space, so those will be okay. They'll survive. They were small enough. But yeah, it's coming along pretty nicely through here. My goal is to build this up a little bit and then bring in some other material to top coat it so that we're not in the mud or dealing with clay or any other issues on top, so that it stays nice. So we'll get some footage as we work throughout the day here and continue the journey to solar. All right, remove that swale. Well, it was actually a hump. All right, building that out a little bit so the edge of the array isn't falling off the edge of the hill. And cut out that hump that was there. Had a pretty steep drop, so now I've kind of cut a nice grade onto that. Got to back drag that a little bit, and I'll dress it with some topsoil when I get that later. All right, so we're gonna work on clearing some of these tall trees out of here. Probably gonna leave this, I think it's called silky dogwood, leave that standing, but get some of the high stuff out, really just try to eliminate any shading issues. So I've been working on that bank and building that up a little bit over there for some stability. Drop these trees, kind of lay the logs around. That way if there's any water coming through here, it doesn't hit that bank. We still want to keep the soil intact. I don't want to churn this up with the tractor. I just want to make it so that we don't have shading And we'll probably plant some things in here that actually help with stream bank erosion. This is a runoff creek, so it goes dry. But right now, since we've had some rain, there's water flowing. So we'll get these cut down. Let's stay tuned here. Okay, well, work today to move some dirt and also cut some trees that we're gonna cast shade. And I think it looks good. The whole bank up on top has nice sunlight, at least through the late morning and early afternoon time period. So I'll monitor it and see if I need to do any more trimming. But this is a big step, getting ready for the array. I just need to get some aggregate material brought in so that I can grade off the top of that and not have it muddy if it gets wet. Beautiful day. Okay, we continue the journey. I'm gonna get the tractor out here and let's see if I can show you behind me here. Just had 8 traxel loads of bank run gravel delivered. Got some concrete pieces that were dropped as well. And we use that for some fill, some bank stabilization, all that good stuff for where the solar array is going to go. So have this material. I'm gonna be renting a compactor as well. I'll put that video clip in here just because I wanna make sure everything's good and compacted. Yes, I know you should compact like 3, 4, 5 inches at a time. I'm gonna be doing a little more than that, but I'll rent the compactor later this week and we'll make some progress. And then I have a couple of loads of screened crushed bank. So you get, stuff that's 2 inches, 3 inches or under in that for a top coat. That'll be a nice base for the solar array. So let's get a little footage of what we're gonna do. Alright, we're making some progress here. Spreading all this stuff around again. Straight bank run material. It's really nice. So we'll get it all smoothed out, and we'll top coat it with the screen stuff, because this does have some bigger rocks in it, which is good. Nice foundation and base. Tractor sure does make it nice. Okay, a couple hours in here after work, and thank goodness we had some good weather. We got all this material, so 8 triaxle loads, 16 yards per load. And I think it's looking pretty good. Gonna bring in the compactor next, as I said. Get some video footage of that. Got it pretty well evened out through here. I had kind of a taper down going that direction. I filled that in pretty well. I'll put the vibratory compactor on it. I think it puts like 10 or 12 or 10 to 12, 13,000 pounds of vibratory force down. That ought to lock this in pretty well. It's material, like I said, it's got a lot of fines mixed in with some stone, and it's good material. I've used a ton of it, like around here, dug down and, you know, put in this material as a base, and then top coated it. And then up around the house, I excavated down about 16 inches for my driveway, put geotech fabric down, layered this in and rolled it, you know, 6-inch lift per roll, and then top coated it with some expensive stuff around here, limestone. And then finally down the road we ended up paving over by the house. But yeah, I think this is coming along pretty well. Gonna have a nice spot here for the array. I think it's worth a little bit of investment right now to make it nice underneath, so I'm not dealing with issues, and can actually service the panels, whatever needs to be done, you know, underneath them. So should be good. Okay, we got the bow mag loaded up. The old roller compactor, we'll use that to tamp down and compact the site, make it nice, hopefully, because we've had some rain. We'll see what happens here. Stay tuned. Loads, 2 more loads here. That ought to do me. Gotta do that. That's like classic dump truck move. Well, it's been a nice day. Kind of cold, but sunny, and we'll take it. You can see there. I did use the vibratory compactor roller and got this all smushed down, and then I had 2 loads of screened bank gravel, 2RC, 2RA, I don't know what it is, but at any rate, top coated that, graded the driveway a little bit with the rake, and then vibratory rolled it all down. So I think it looks kind of nice, and just seeing how I want the water to kind of flow, kind of coming around the building and coming down through this area right here, and then going down over the bank. As you know, we do get some decent amount of rain here. So at any rate, I'm gonna let this all dry out. It was a little squishy. You know, when you put a vibratory plate on a piece of ground that has had some water on it, it's funny, towards the edge where I just had basically that bank gravel, it dried very quickly. But over in some of this region where I was still had, like, you know, dirt and grass, and then I top coated it with this stuff, it got kind of squishy there, and it brought up some, you know, kind of, I don't know, it's almost like Jello. It's kind of the way it gets sometimes. So I rolled it and then let it dry as the day went along. Got on it with the tractor and I started to rake it. I put the rake on the tractor and that allowed it to dry, back dragged it, and then I rolled it, and then I spread the other material on it and rolled it all down in. So it should harden up, I think, pretty good. I've done this before. It's not optimal when you have some water and it, you know, gets into the ground, but we're making progress. I think this site is now officially ready. I've got, let's see here, tree right over there. It's an old apple tree. I think I'm gonna knock it down. It just looks funky. I think it looks weird. My buddy thinks it looks weird. We're gonna take it out. And then these trees right here, for right now, they're gonna stay. They are not casting any shade, though I can say from the house, it kind of, you know, looks a little weird having a couple trees there, and, you know, kind of block the array a little bit, half of it, or depending on what window I'm looking out. All right, we'll keep making progress here. Alrighty, so we got the tractor out, went and picked up a bunch of conduit, got some water pipe coming, so we're gonna make the connection into the house with the conduit and also the water pipe. The water pipe I'm not connecting into the house like water system yet. It's more of a future proofing thing, but since I'm gonna be digging a trench all the way out to the building, wanted to do that. I guess, you know, kind of a little bit of investment now to pay off later, hopefully. But we got some finesse work to do as we move by the house here, and then we'll get out into the yard. It'll be a bit easier going. It's supposedly sunny today. Look at that. It's 30 degrees and cold. I think these are lake effect clouds. So it is what it is. We're gonna make some hay while the sun is shining. It just happens to be above the clouds, but let's get to it. Okay, we've done a lot of site prep around here in preparation for the solar panels and the field installation. Quite a change from the way it was before. Been working to definitely carry the grade out a little bit further, stabilize the bank, make sure that we've got good view of the sun. And you can see I kind of staked out the rough location for the actual solar panels. And here we've got our conduit. Probably have to move that over, but I just stubbed it up to get everything where I felt we roughly needed it. Starting to get some grass growing. Still need to bring in some clean fill over in this region. Make this so that I can mow it. But trench area growing in nicely. Added some fill right there to just kind of take a little bit of a whoop out of the yard. But getting closer. It'll be cool to see the transformation and start making some electricity.